Hi, what a beautiful day. As I was making my green smoothie, saw the picture, and I love my green smoothies. I've grown a taste for the green smoothies. I've relaxed my palate, I've changed my diet. I only eat raw foods. Sometimes I'll eat cooked foods. I am not opposed to it. I'm all about enjoying the abundance of life. You know, they say moderation in all things. Why not just enjoy it? You know, the worst ingredient you can put in your food, it's not even a food. A lot of people might be surprised. It's actually guilt. I was on a certain kind of diet that I put myself on, and it was like no carbs. And so I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't working out, I was just relaxing and just eating raw vegetables and the smoothie and some milk, some raw milk. And that was it. So, but then I wanted to make myself some pancakes, and I make them with my whole wheat and a few other whole grains, and they're really healthy. And I was feeling guilty for eating them on this diet. And then I realized these are healthy pancakes. Why should I be guilty for it? Besides, you know, every once in a while it's not going to hurt me to break my diet. Some people don't have, self-control. So they say, stay away from it. But once you get to that point where you've cleaned out all those toxins, your body doesn't crave those toxins anymore. When I stopped eating fast food and candy, yeah, it was tough at first. Like, I would crave a hamburger and I would crave candy. And I was just like, oh, sodas. I drank so many sodas when I was unhealthy. And then I changed my diet, and now that I've stopped eating all those kinds of foods, it I don't crave them anymore. Like, I think about them and I'm like, ew, kind of gross. But if it comes up in my life, if I went to a barbecue this summer and my friends are cooking hamburgers, I'll eat one. I'll enjoy it. I will relax into the moment and appreciate in gratitude for the abundance that this planet has given me. Our body only holds on to what we resist. So if I resist that hamburger because I'm guilty for eating, I feel guilt for eating it, my body's gonna hold on to it. But if I feel gratitude and joy and peace eating that hamburger and just letting it flow right through me, my body will just clean it right out. Like it didn't even affect my body. But if I started eating hamburgers every day and that was it, even if I ate it in gratitude, it, it, it won't hurt me as fast. But in the long run, our body needs certain kinds of foods and certain things in order for it to replenish and revitalize and regrow and strengthen and all kinds of things. And so I really enjoy making my smoothies. It's a process for me. Like, I worked at a job for 8 years where I cleaned their equipment, and it was a process. Every night I would clean the same piece of equipment I mean, I went through different pieces of equipment while I worked there in 8 years, but I would clean every night for several months, maybe even a year or so, the same piece of equipment. And I started, and they taught me how to do it one way when I first started working there. They're like, this is the way to do it. So I did it that way. But a part of me was like, there's an easier way to do it. It would take the guy who trained me about 3 hours to clean it. And I was like, there's got to be a quicker way, 3 to 3.5 hours. And so I did different things every night, little things that wouldn't like get in the way of me getting done on time. I didn't want to risk something huge and then all of a sudden not working and then I'm late with startup. So it was a food plant where I worked. And but like certain nights when there wasn't startup, I would do something see, let's see if this works. Let's just put it out. And sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it would just backfire and I'm like, well, good thing I don't have startup. So I could take a little extra time to clean up the mess that I made. But sometimes it worked great. Sometimes it was just like, oh, this is the new way I'm going to do it. And I was always finding new ways to do it. Because I was so observant of how I did it the night before that I started just doing one little thing different every night just to see if it could speed up the process. I got to cleaning that piece of equipment to 2 hours. I could clean it in 2 hours. Where when I first started cleaning it, it took me 3 to 3.5 hours to clean it. So I was pretty proud of myself. And so I say this because I was looking at the process of, I brought what I learned from my job into my life. I'm feeling a little stressed out right now. So I'm just gonna take a moment to breathe and just relax myself and really be in this moment with you so that I can connect with you from here rather than from here. Because today I had the thought of talking about this. I didn't know what I was going to say. I just had the idea of talking about making my green smoothie. So all these ideas were coming up, and so as I was sharing, I forgot to be in the moment, be in the process. I started thinking ahead of what I was going to say. And forgetting to be here. I feel this stress in my mind right now. And I'm a little shaky, a little nervous, and my gut is tight. So I just get to be present and in the moment with you. So as I was making this green smoothie, I brought this learning with me home just recently. I've never thought about this before, but I make everything a process now. It's fun. It's fun for me to make it a process. It's like a game. When I take off my crystals and my stones, back to the present. When I take off my crystals and my stones at night, I put them in different places in my house. So the next morning I'm like, where did I put it? So I can recall and keep my brain active. Because when we get stagnant and do the same thing over and over and over again, then it becomes ingrained and then we stop thinking, we stop being present. Because we don't have to think. Oh, it's just here. Oh, it's just here. Oh, I just get in my car and I drive to work. And some people are like, how did I get to work today? You know? So, and so like the whole process, even cleanup, is part of the process. And I love cleaning up at the very end. I'll enjoy my smoothie as I'm cleaning. because when I go back in the kitchen the next time, I don't have to worry about, okay, is this dish clean? Let me get this space out of the way, this stuff out of the way, cleared, so I can do what I'm gonna do in the kitchen. It's just makes life so much easier. So this is the kind of stuff that I want to share with you. That's why it's called Tyrone's Wisdom, not Tyrone's Knowing. I've lived a lot of my life in knowing. Oh, I know what I'm supposed to do. I'd sit at home and watch Netflix for all day, eat fast food, candy, sodas, donuts, all kinds of things, just watching Netflix. And then I'd go to work, and then I'd come home and sleep for a few hours. And I was like, I know I'm supposed to be eating this, and I'm supposed to be going to the gym, and I'm supposed to be all kinds of things. And I was living in the guilt, and the shoulds, and the shame, and all kinds of things. And then I started changing one thing at a time. I didn't change my